So good
Right.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. Kindly mute yourself while the call is on. And if you have questions, just type it on the Q&A and we will answer that later. Hopefully there's two people that we have here, so hopefully we can like put it together in an hour, okay? So first, I would like to introduce these two phenomenal ladies. They are actually started in the company in 2005, but they are also a President's Cup winner, and they built a massive organization and now enjoying the passive income and through these opportunities. So how did they do that? We can that's why this call is we have this leadership cocktail call this morning. So first, I would like to ask, let's go just, would you like to say hello, Tammy and Sherry?
Hello, hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Nora. Can you hear me well now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent, excellent. So it's 7 o'clock at my time, and my family actually still sleeping. So I try to not to be too loud, but also at the same time, I do want to make sure that you can hear me well.
Hear you loud and clear, Sherry.
Yes.
Excellent,
By the way, Tammy
excellent.
is in Toronto, and Tammy Fung is in Toronto, and Sherry is in California, and I am in Niagara Falls, Canada. So the business really, we call it business without borders. We can meet on Zoom and also person to person when time permits. So this we are here to get to know more about this. I know them, but you some of you may not know them well. So let's get started to the question because I have a lot. So first, tell us a bit about yourself. So we'll start with Sherry.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Nora. So come from China. Myself, actually, I came from very famous place that everyone knows about. I came from Wuhan, China. And 1/3 of my life lived in Wuhan, and 1/3 of my life were in Toronto, and the rest of of my life it's right now in California. And after my parents divorced, my mom took the responsibility and take care of me since I was very little. And she was a teacher in China. And but then because she was looking for a better life for me and for us, and she decided to immigrate to Canada back in the late 1980s, but because of language barrier, she actually not able to continue as a teacher. So she worked at a factory to have a living here in Canada, right? And so I came with my mom, and English is actually my second language. Some of you may be able to tell. So we have some difficulties when I come to Toronto. When I came to Toronto, I couldn't even talk, like when someone asks you what's your name, I didn't even understand. And we have to go through a lot as an immigrant. As I think, and because Toronto, Canada is an immigration country, right? So we have to learn, and we have to get along and get to be part of the to adopt the culture, to learn a new language. All the immigrants, I think we all go through that. And but I was able to actually go to University of actually I went to University of Ottawa, and I graduated with a double major. And I also, in the fourth year of my university, because my personality, I love to, hosting events and making friends. And I became president of Chinese Association. I was able to raise the membership from 60 people to 300 people in the year I was the president, and in the University of Ottawa. So for those of you who tuning in from Ottawa, I know the place pretty well. I stayed there for 4 to 5 years. And during my university time, I read a book called The Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that's the book that actually inspired me to learn more about the passive income and residual income instead of just working income. And the author of the book has very good theories, philosophies talking about the cash flow quadrants. So we're talking about, you can be employee, you can make income from an employee, and you can make income as a self-employed, and you can make income as, you can have income from as a business owner, and eventually from business owner to investor. So those are the things that I learned during my university time. I think it's a very good foundation for me to eventually to be who I am. And so that's a little bit about me. And let's go back to Tammy, please. Tammy.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I was born in Hong Kong, and I was raised in Canada. I immigrated here at a very young age, just like a lot of family who immigrate in the early 90s. The father, the bread maker, usually stays in Hong Kong, and then the mother or the other the person who doesn't work brings all the kids to Canada. So my family is very similar to that. My mom came along with all of the kids, and then to Canada to provide a better life for them. Better education and better life. So my dad is always in Hong Kong, and we only have we're only able to see each other once a year for maybe a few days, a week or two every year. I've always had the entrepreneur mindset. Because my dad is influenced by my dad, who is a businessman and an investor. So I remember at a very early age, I was sent to international boarding school, a high school in an hour and a half away from Toronto. And then there's not much food. Is very rural, so there's not much food, not much snacks, not much stuff. Because it's an international school, we have lots of Asian students there. My home is in Toronto, so I was able to go back to visit family every weekend or every other weekend. So I started my my entrepreneurship, my mini business, and I opened a mini mart in my room, selling Asian food, cup noodles, snacks, and everyday use products that I purchased from the Chinese supermarket. And then when I was in university, I graduated from University of Toronto. I started to have I started a business called the Master Essay, to help people to connect people who likes to write essay, and to have to write essay samples, to help students write samples so they can use it as a reference to write a better essay. So that's the entrepreneur side of me. And I was able to make enough money to support and to travel at the university age life. I was able to support myself and travel to London, UK, to visit my best friend who was at that time studying university there. One time I stayed in her really, really tiny flat within a multiplex. It's a very, very old mansion with 8 rooms, and each room has their own bathroom and a kitchenette, and it's renting for $3,000, $4,000 a month Canadian. So it is so expensive, and it's such an eye-opening for me that I would like to, in the future, my goal is to have enough money to own real estate properties. And I don't have any money at that time. I just know that I really need to work very hard. Oh, Sherry, I see you now. Hey, hi. Yeah, so I really wanted to make more money so that I can use my money to make more money. And so my goal was to become a real estate investor and own multiple income stream generating properties. So I didn't know at that time what that means, passive income or residual income. I don't know how I would need to do that. So but what I know is I want to start to make more money so I can invest in real estate so I can make more money. And then I start to be very open-minded. I start to read a lot of books. I start to have a more personal development, and I came across this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then became really open-minded and look for opportunities. And that's how I have the common grounds and have and actually when I met Sherry, that's how we get connected. Thank you, Nora.
Okay, wow, different stories. Now, you mentioned about when you meet Sherry. So when did the two of you meet? Because I know you are business partners. So how did that happen? Sherry? Oh, you're muted.
Okay, because you asked us to mute, so I listened to you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, Tammy and I, we met back in 2000, I think 2000, like around 2002, like many years ago. And 20 years ago now, talk about. So we actually found our first job working abroad, and we were in a co-op program, and we spent 3 months in Canada, 3 months in China. And it's a advertising field, advertising field. So looking for companies to put money to invest on a magazine, put their ad there. So those are that's our first job together. But and I tried several jobs, and somehow I just couldn't manage to be a good employee. Because I remember one time Tammy actually came to come to look for me to have lunch, and I was working. And I said, "Oh, I'll step out for lunch. You guys, since you guys here." And then I stepped out for like maybe 2 hours lunch. And after I came back to my company, then my boss, I still remember his ugly face, and he was yelling at me saying, "Why did you take such a long lunch? Who the hell can take such a long lunch?" I'm sorry, excuse my language, but I remember exactly that's what he said to me. And then I just couldn't deal with the bosses, and I said, "Okay, I quit. No issues. Just I just when you are young and fearless, and you don't care, and they just look for another job or another opportunity." So for Tammy and myself, we realized, a job and it's not going to provide what you want. Job is not going to buy your house. Job is buy as a real estate investors. And the job cannot really deal with, cannot get my dream come true, which I'll share with you what's my dream later. So entrepreneurial mindset lead us together, and we find different opportunities, and we actually get into personal development, and the events like a Millionaire Mind Intensive. I don't know, Nora, you remember? They put very big events for quite a few years back in Toronto. When in around 2006, 5, around that time, like 4 or 5, 2004, 2005, and they put like 1,400 people with 2,000 people in the room, and we actually able to meet a lot of great people over there. And so from that, we decide to, we need to establish something to put these people together. Otherwise, this event is like maybe once a year or once 6 months. we don't want to lose connection with those people. So we started a club called the Wealth Club. And that Wealth Club is a place gathering those like-minded people. And we play cash flow games. We share the Millionaire Mind intensive concepts. And we invite keynote speakers, the self-made millionaires, and to actually talk about money and the things you can never learn in school. So that's where that's the place actually where we met Rene Liaw. Rene is our youngest millionaire now. And that's back then he was working and he was also investing, and he also have mindset. So that's where we met. We also being attracted to because of that club, you meet a lot of great people, and you actually also be attracted to network marketing business models. Like we tried a few before Opulence. And one company is the advertising company, and that company actually, as a Canadian company, I remember I joined, and I first person I asked, who? Tammy Fung, right? That's first person in my it's like Tammy, and I found this business opportunity, just join us. This advertising company is in our field. We were familiar with it, so we were part of it, and then we joined it. But that company, unfortunately, only survived for like a little bit over a year, and a lot of people actually lost their initial investment with the company because company didn't survive. So I was able to get money back through my credit card company, and I also made some money with that company too. But regardless, I feel really bad for Tammy, as in, this is our hard-earned money. I don't want her to lose money too. So I helped her fight and got her money back as well. So our relationship is getting tighter because of that, right? And we also tried a business, a travel business. I think that's where Rene actually became our downline, and he loved that company. And I actually from that travel business, and Laura, you were part of it too. I remember. And so that in that business, well, I met my husband, who lived in California. So that's another long story. So I'm not going into details about that. But in that business, I met my husband on a cruise to Bahamas, and I enrolled Rene as my downline. But because the compensation plan of that company was quite not that accommodating. So because Rene worked really hard on that business, and he became higher rank. So with that higher rank, it's kind of like a breakaway plan. So I couldn't make as much money as I thought I could make with that because they broke away from me, right? So it's very demotivating to continue building that business. So we keep looking. We have open mind, and I think the next business I want Tammy to talk about, and Tammy became business partner of that one.
And then the one before we started with Opulence is it's a board game one. Ramin is always talking about that on one of his forensic networking calls. We didn't know that it was a board game thing. We only knew that our uplines makes a lot of money, and then the people who we knew in that business makes a lot of money. But we didn't know at the beginning because there wasn't really much training. There wasn't really much compensation plan breakdown or the trainings we have like in Opulence. So basically it's just like, you need to go bring some people here, and then they join, you make some, and then it's a board game thing. You raise to another level, and then they start to bring a few more friends, and then you raise to another level, and then you raise to the top level where you start cashing out money, cashing out the checks. Every $5,000 you bring in, you basically put the whole $5,000 in your pocket. So within probably half a year that we're the short half year we're in the business, we probably made like $50,000 in that business. So we're thinking that this business is a really good business. Had we know that we only what the product is we're not just selling nothing, we're selling a gemstone. So they gave us a gemstone, but at that age, we don't really know what gemstone is. We're not really familiar with gemstones. So, and we won't go to a pawn shop and ask what is the value for this gemstone. We just knew that we got something that is very valuable. And then that's how we started that one. And then we realized that once we're in the top, and then we cycle out that board, then we have nothing to do with our downline anymore. Basically, all our friends, we are totally detached. You're not supposed to help them anymore because you're already in another life. So basically, you have no more connection. And when they need your help, the only thing you can do to help them is like ask them you need to bring more people in. So what our upline did is when they cycled out, they took all their money, they actually went back to this board and asked our downlines to join their other board so they make more money. So we at the beginning, we think that, is this how it works? We started to have doubt with these people because we just know them not too long ago, but they are trying to get our people to join their other board so they can make more money. But these people who we brought into this business, they're not making money already as is. How would they make more money when they join another board and start another game with them? So I think the integrity there is not there, and this is not how we want to run our business. And Sherry and I would discuss about that. And I remember one time one of my downline is talking to my upline. My upline asked him to get a HELOC, the home equity line of credit, asked him to take out $30,000 from the home equity line of credit. And we try to stop him not to do it because we tell them that, hey, if you're not making money in this board now, you're not going to make more money in the other board starting from the bottom. So you shouldn't be doing that. And then he said that you guys are not the millionaire of this company. You guys are not, you don't know what you're doing. I would trust that guy. And that's when we said we need to stop this business because I don't think there's any integrity here at all. And then Sherry and I start looking into different things after.
Yeah.
And then actually,
Tammy and I, we actually made, I think, over $30,000 in that business, and we brought in a lot of people. We were able to do that. We were
actually
able to do
when
that
we
that.
Actually, when we were at the very top level, that remember that day it was your birthday, and then someone gave us 2 checks, $5,000 each.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to put it in the board because we're at the cycling stage that the whole $10,000 should be in our pocket at that time if we had not returned the check to them. But we still did that because we think that they're not going to make the money.
We already found Opulence. Ramin told us, and then we decided to return the check, and then we can start a new life with Opulence.
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening right now or tuning in, if you are new to the network marketing industry or this industry at all, there's a lot of there, and unfortunately, that type of board game is still going on. And recently it just happened in the Philippines, actually twice now, that a lot of people are losing their house, losing their farm, losing their animals to invest in that kind of business. Because the sad thing is a lot of people want quick money, right? So the top one will show money and then do that. So that's what happens. So beware of that kind of business, like they say, it's network marketing. So beware of that. So you will not end up losing your house, losing your shirt. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tammy. you guys are making my life easier because you went into the details of network marketing. So why, I know you've done businesses, you have real estate. I know Tammy have real estate, and I know Sarah, you have a good life. But what attracted to you to the network marketing business? Why network marketing?
Mhm.
Despite of
Network.
that experience, why you tried again?
Network marketing business is because personal development, because you can really get out of your comfort zone, and you can do things that you don't want to do. You can learn a lot of things from different people. And the flexible hours that Sherry was talking about, she can't talk, she can't work for other people. She just wants to have a slow lunch. and by having a job, she cannot really have eat her lunch for the 2 hours lunch. Yeah. So flexible hours is a big thing, because you can choose whenever you want to work. And in traditional jobs, you only get to eat like for 45 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's supposed to be 1 hour, but they give you like 30 minutes, and they actually take it out of your paycheck, right? Yeah. And for me, the big thing is I can work from anywhere. As I said earlier, my family is in Hong Kong. My dad is in Hong Kong. My mom is in Hong Kong. My mom came here to Canada, but they all left back. My sister, my brothers, and my mom all left Canada once my sister graduated from university. So basically 15 years ago, they all left Canada and they went back to Hong Kong. So I'm the only one here left in Canada. But because I came at an early age, that I'm more used to the life in Canada. I don't really like it there in Hong Kong. I'm not really used to being the Hong Kong lifestyle. So I decided to stay here. And also my other half is in Canada. So I can't just stay in Hong Kong. So from working anywhere means a lot to me, because I can work. If I had a job in Canada, I would only be able to work in that job for half a year, and then I need to take half a year off to go back to Hong Kong, and I think they will fire me for sure. Or otherwise, I will be able. Or the other thing is, I will have a job, but I can only see my family for 2 weeks a year, because usually if you're in a job, you only get to you only get to have a 2-3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks vacation time. And also working with the like-minded people, because working, you basically got to choose your working partners. They can be you can choose for the people who are positive, who are self-motivated, who have the business mindset. The people who like to help each other, you can help them and they can help each other. So you basically can choose. You don't have to have a boss that is a bitchy boss that tells you everything, and then you don't want to do it, but you still need to work with them. And also a very main thing is you can work for yourself, but not by yourself, because in network marketing, it is if to achieve 100%, you just need in normal jobs, to achieve 100%, you can have one person who is doing the 100%, or in network marketing, you can have 100 people each doing 1%, and you still achieve the same thing. So it's a power of leveraging and the power of working together and helping each other. And your upline always wants you to succeed, unlike bosses, right? Your bosses never wants you to be successful, because once you're successful, you're gonna take their job from you. And the big income, the residual income, the potential of real residual income is what we learned from the Rich Dad Poor Dad. I have a few businesses. I have a real estate investment. I run a few Airbnb. I have a few investment property short-term rentals. And then I run a few Airbnb short-term rentals with it. But in those kind of business, it is very it is not residual, it is not passive. A lot of people wants to say, oh, I want to do real estate, because I can make more money. That was my university goal, and this is Opulence helped me achieve that dream, and Opulence helped me achieve that goal. Had I knew that it was such a it is so non-residual, not non-passive, I may not do that. Why? Because when someone has a plumbing issue, you have to go and check it out. When someone needs to change a light bulb, you need to go check it out. If you rent it long term, you may think, oh, if you rent it long term, there will not be so much trouble. But if you rent it long term in Ontario, in Canada, you may not even get your rent. And then the government is not doing anything about it. The LTB is not doing anything about it. The long wait for a landlord to get their money back, or to even ask the non-paying tenant to leave your house, is 1 year wait. So if someone is not going to pay you rent, you're still paying for their water, their hydro, your tax. You're paying everything. They're not paying anything. It takes 1 year to kick them out, to even have a meeting with LTB, the Landlord Tenant Board. So that's how non-passive income real estate is. I still love real estate. Real estate still goes up in prices, but real estate is actually not as a lot of people just wanted to invest in real estate and think that and then you'll be super wealthy. It is not. Actually, network marketing is much easier to make you money than real estate things.
Thank you so much, Tammy. And actually, when COVID hit, Airbnb is shut, right? Whereas this business, it's never stopped. It grows. So
yeah. So in my short-term rental, when COVID hits, like nobody travels to Toronto, Canada anymore, so the business just goes down. But in the opposite, Opulence actually developed so much stuff, and we have our healthcare products and all the products. It actually went up the roof.
I like that you touch base on that, because we have a lot of actually myself, I have a real estate investor partner, so I can share this. If he hasn't experienced that already, I can share this call. Okay, speaking of passive income, I would like Sherry to touch base on very short. I know it's kind of a long story for that, but what happened when you went to Hawaii?
When you're Hawaii?
When you were, when you have an unexpected visitor join your Chloe, in other words. Just a summary of that journey.
That is actually a long story right there.
Long story for 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll try that in 2 minutes. So when I was pregnant, I already have my Opulence business, right? So my Opulence business is was growing and was doing really, really well, but when I was pregnant, I decided to take a trip to the last time as a couple with my husband to go travel to our favorite vacation place is Hawaii. So but what happened is my daughter was by then was like about it's about 31 weeks. And doctors say not recommended for you to travel, but I decided still going to travel. And so I decided to take off from that. And then we went to the Hawaii, I think on the third day. And because my husband was taking me to a bumpy ride and to see some private beach. And then from that ride, I think my daughter thought, that's a signal to come out. So, and after we returned to the hotel, and we took a nap, and then I just feel like about an hour later, I feel like why the bed is wet. Like, did I pee on the bed? But apparently, was my water broke. So my water broke, and then my husband saying, no, that's not a pee, and then you need to, let me take you to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and then a doctor saying, oh, we don't have the NICU section in this hospital because we went to a smaller island, Hawaii. If you don't know that, there are like five destinations, and the small island we went is called Kauai. It's a very beautiful island. But it's just too small to even have a NICU. So they have to medevac me from that small island all the way to Honolulu. Honolulu is a big island. So from those of you, if you are from Hawaii, Hola, my daughter was born in Honolulu about 2 days, about 5 days later after arriving in that hospital, because my water broke, and then they say it's better to keep her inside your tummy as long as possible, but because of that incident, she had to come out. So she was born 3 pounds, like little mouse, like this big, and it's a very intense event, and because she was only 3 pounds, she was not allowed to leave the hospital, and so we stuck there for almost 2 months. And so when you are not prepared, you don't have anything that's you don't have a house there, you don't have friends. We didn't even have friends there, we didn't have anybody there. So we were literally just on a very devastated stage. However, I have the only part that I have is the income I make from Opulence, and we talk about almost like 5,000, sometimes 5,000, sometimes $10,000 a week. So and that helped me a lot from paying the car rentals and short like we have to rent the short-term rentals to live. And well, I was on island for 2 months, and I remember I calculated minimum $200 a day over there, minimum. That's only for I stay there alone, but after we returned to California, the medical bill. Remember, I have to be medevac from that Kauai to Honolulu. That short flight, 30-minute flight. Do you know how much that costs, Laura? Any idea?
No clue. 30
No
minutes
clue.
flight?
I don't want to pay for that.
Personal flight. Okay.
$2,000?
About $100,000.
30 minutes ride.
Oh my
$100,000.
God. Oh my God.
The bill, I couldn't believe it. So it's an ambulance, and plus I remember, if I remember correctly, the close to $100,000 just for that, because they have it's personal service, it's a concierge. I'm the
Private.
only I was the only passenger, and my husband actually had to purchase another flight ticket to go there. So anyways, that's a very that was the part that unexpected. Life happens, things happens in life, and you just have to deal with it. And very, very fortunate at that time, I have my business running with or without me. We have this business paying us on a weekly basis. And the one part that actually I make sure that we do is not missing any small buy. And for those of you who are in our business, you understand what small buy is. And for those of you who don't understand, and I'll talk to you about later.
Thank you so much, Sherry. The reason I brought that up is because it's such a powerful story about in connection with the company's residual income, because our CEO, our Opulence Global truly pay residual income no matter what, and it's every week. Can you imagine if you were an employee, you will be fired, you will be broke, and you will not be able to pay that hospital bill, right? Or be
So
in
it's
debt to pay for that hospital bill. So that's the reason I brought it up, and just so maybe if you're in this company right now, you are new and you are thinking, oh, maybe there's a better company out there, better than Opulence. So you heard it from this to the power of our passive residual income in Opulence Global. So thank you so much, Sherry. And my next question is, so I guess you covered why you choose Opulence Global. You've been in other MLM companies. You already talked about the board games. So why Opulence Global?
To me, Opulence is home. To me, really like Opulence back then called GWT, Global Wall Street. To me, I feel the feeling that when you come to the office, right? Like, of course, Rene was very persistent, calling us 7 days in a row and make sure that we come to see the business. And then Tammy sent me to check it out because she was not really interested in the fashion jewelry, and I was like, yeah. But I like the fashion jewelry. I like old jewelry. I like fashion. So Tammy sent me to check it out, and I went there like back in 2007. It was a very small office. If Nora, you were there then. If you remember, it's a very small office, but it's a very cozy feeling that when I went in there, actually Sanaz came to greet me. And I remember that warm feeling from her. And I just say, oh, that's very nice. Like you just feel like you're part of it already. And then so I decided to ask Tammy to come to see the second presentation a few days later. So we joined after 10 days. After 10 days, Rene joined the business. But I remember Sanaz was actually, her title was sales development manager. And who holds that title? Benny right now. But yeah. And she was the one who doing all a lot of presentations, a lot of trainings, and our CEO actually doing a lot of trainings himself. Like we learned directly from him. And I remember that day when Tammy and I went for my second time and Tammy's first time. We went in there like around 7 o'clock, and we didn't leave the office until 3 a.m. And because we have so many questions, we want to make sure that business is not a board game. We want to make sure this business is going to be here to stay. We want to make sure that this business is the one that that going to help other people to make money. And we were really glad that we made right choice back in about 15 years ago, and that this is home. And this business is home. And we will not only became lifestyle advisor. The investment by then was $3,500 US, and but we just make sure that we not only became a lifestyle advisor, we also invest more money to become the shareholders. So Nora, Tammy, myself, we are the shareholders. We are very proud to be to say that we own a piece of the company.
And we how we did it is we actually went through line of credit and credit cards to pay for it. The credit card, the high interest rate credit cards. This is how much we believe in the company after we saw the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is very tiring to jump from one company to another company to another company, and that was what we did for the past since 2005 to 2007. In 2 years, we're in like what five companies, It is very tiring because it's not only your name is there, the integrity, and you need to learn a lot of stuff. You need to be telling people that you're moving to another company. That's not something we wanted to do. We want to find a home. We want to find a place that we can settle, and we will really build a business that will last a lifetime.
Yep.
And we did that. Thank you for bringing me there 15 years ago, Sherry, on your birthday.
Yes, on my
Dragging me there.
Yeah.
My thing there was HELOC, which is lower interest than your credit card.
Yes, credit card. Yes.
That's why we have to work so hard.
We need to work really, really, really hard on our first 2 months because we need to pay our credit card.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's borrowing money to start a business is a good thing because it drives you actually to work harder on your business. So you yeah. So, can you tell us about the growth of the company and us, and what from where we started, right? So how do you see yourself right now with the company in the future?
When we first started the company, back then was Global Wealth Trade. Now it's Opulence. It is a much smaller office. I think they just opened up their office like 2 weeks ago, and then there was a few pieces of fashion jewelry. That was not the reason why I joined the company, though. It is because of actually it's because Senior Vice President Sanaz and our CEO Ramin, because we can, from our 9 hours talk or 7 hours talk, we can feel their integrity. We share, because it's Sherry's second time there. She actually wrote down pages and pages and pages of questions to ask, and then and she knew that I don't want to start. I don't want to start this company. I don't want to do this company because I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear anything. I like wearing hoodies and flip flops. Like, this is who I am. Until now, I like to wear really, really casually. But when we came, when I saw the fashion pieces, it was not something that I would like to invest my money and time on. However, because of Sanaz and Ramin's vision and their mentor, like when they answer the questions, I can feel that these people are someone who can really bring us to where we want to be, who will be able to lead us there, who will be who's going to be backing us up. They became our mentors. They became our friends. We see each other like 10 hours a day. For the first few years, we basically live in the Opulent GWT office. I remember we were doing presentations, back-to-back presentations. We eat our breakfast there, we eat our lunch there, we eat our dinner there, but they don't have a kitchen. Not like right now, they have a nice place for you to sit down and eat and settle and sit down. They only have a microwave, which is in the office, in the presentation area. So whenever you want to heat up your food, the smell will be all over the room. So we try to not microwave our food, not to have hot food, so that our next guest comes in will not smell the smell, because Asian food is quite smelly sometimes. It's quite different. So I still remember those days we were eating our cup noodle just in the stairs. We just sit in the car or sit downstairs in the stairs, so that we can do it quick. And then when a prospect come in, we'll just put it down. And a lot of times we cannot even finish our instant cup noodles, and then we have to go up again. So those were the days. And then we translated the tours and the promotion materials into Chinese, and then that's how Sanaz pushed Sherry and I to do our first presentation. And I hated it. I hated doing presentations. I hated being in the front of a group. Even until now, I hated it, because after COVID, it's been 3 years now that I haven't really done a public presentation. But in business, it's all about pushing yourself out, even with this call too. But see, in business, it's always about pushing yourself out and do whatever what you need to do, even if you are not comfortable. So yeah, yeah, you
I
know,
know
right?
it took a while for us to convince you to be on this leadership.
Yes. And then back then we watched the whole fairy and fairy moth jewelry line launch, and then now we have the not only the fashion line, but we also have personal care line and healthcare products, which is the product we need and the product we want. We used to have just the product we want, and now we have the product we need as well. So now we have it all, and also. Before we have the products that people can't stop thinking they will just want to buy it because it's like an instant gratification thing. Like the people come in, oh, I like this watch, and then they can't stop thinking about it, and they will want to buy this watch. But now but they only buy it once, and they may not want to buy another watch next month or next year, right? But now we have some consumable products as well. So we have broadened our line. We have so much stuff. We have so much stuff that people will reorder every single month. That means that your shop will be shopped every single month. That means that your residual income is going to expand and grow and grow more. And all because of our CEO's vision that he told us 15 years ago when he talked to us about it, and then now this is becoming the reality. Now we have so what is the difference now is now we have a state of an art website. At that time we don't have a website. We're just selling products,
but a very ugly one. We had a website, but not as good.
You don't want to show people that though, that website. So I don't consider that a website because I don't even want to show people about that. But now we have a state of an art website, and then we have a very user-friendly phone app. We have recorded online and live trainings. Training is basically everything you need to learn is on the website. So if you can do it anytime you want, because in business you really need to be trained, right? And then we have like presentations done by everyone around the world globally every single day. Every single day you can log into live training. And then a global payment system, so we can be paid wherever we are in the world. And this is something big because now our business is very global. Someone in Kenya can be making money and then get paid instantly. And then someone in China can be making money and be paid right away. And when people get paid, they will start working harder. And then when they work harder, and then they're bringing more business. And then more people will shop in our store and everybody will make more money.
Absolutely.
How
Absolutely.
big
I remember we had checks.
a check.
We used to have checks.
Having the three of us here with 15 years in the business, an hour is not enough. We're already on top of the hour, and I still have more questions. We should have a part 2. But should we continue, or we should stop right here and wait for the next one?
I think we should
Let us know. We'll see if the audience is gonna stick with us and finish our question. Keep going. Continue. Okay, continue. Thank you so much.
Are you sure you want to continue? Because
sure?
it could be 3 hours. Seriously?
Okay, well, I just want to, because you already touched base on that, and we already have, how powerful the business is, and I just, I'm basically, we're not gonna be here for 15 years and we're not in love. We love our company. And you speaking of, because you touched base on the first website that we have, remember that right now you can sign up anybody from anywhere in the world. That's how phenomenal, that's how the beauty about this business, even on your phone, right? Before we have to make a phone call in order to sign up somebody or present somebody. So now it's really easy breezy. So, and plus, how much did you start it? How much did you pay?
$3,500 US.
All right. So
I see the audience saying they give us another 15 minutes. Let's do 15 minutes.
Okay, so another 15 minutes. So let's go. So
Password.
I just
Goodbye.
want to, we'll save the rest for next time. So any advice to our attendees right now?
Well, okay. Well, basically, for you, for us, I think Tammy already touched. We got trained by our CEO, so getting training is very important. For us, you do expand your network. So how we started when we had like Wealth Club, we had, it's a networking event. So you go participate different networking events, and you go I think networking events are one thing that we love to do. And we host networking events, and you can also participate in networking events. Go to Chamber of Commerce. You go to whatever that's on the meetup, and online and offline. There are many events out there, and because after right now, like we are kind of the end of COVID, maybe. But a lot of a lot of people are coming out because they were staying home for like almost 3 years. So a lot of people are coming out. So I think it's a good time to meeting people. Expanding your network is very important. Doing trade shows actually. If you listen to Rene's story, and if you listen to Maria's story, you listen to Mavis' story, and they actually Rene's upline was recruited by Sanaz at trade show, right? And Mavis joined the business at a trade show. And Maria, I remember you met Mavis at a trade show. So trade show is a good place for you to meet people. And of course, now we have a consumable product. And I heard Maria's story. She actually did so well at the trade shows. She was actually able to, get people to try out the Fountain of Life, and then and get get sales directly, like the immediate sales from trade show. And those are the ones that are very, 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 very good places for you to expand your network and also make your retail sales. Also find people that that you never meet before. Don't limit yourself and with your friends and families, right? You have to go out and get to know people, and get people to try out the Fountain of Life, get people to try out your jewelry, and so there are many ways, and of course step up to be a presenter, and to be the host of month, to be a trainer, and that's those are the places that Ramin has now pushed us so much at the very beginning when we joined, but because we took a little let's say that Roland said I took a long maternity leave, so I took a maternity, but I was still on a smart buy, so that's another thing very important. Even when I'm busy with my life, I make sure that I was on smart buy regardless. So you make sure you do that on smart buy, and you never miss that part. And of course, you never miss the annual conferences and the New Year calls. That's where you get all information. Get all the information. Keep yourself posted and informed about your business. Even your life is in the way you got things happen to your life, but those are two places that I never ever miss. If I couldn't be there in person, I would make sure that I listen to it online. You can always participate online, and right now we have everything. We have the recordings, so if you miss it today, you can go back to the recordings. So the company actually developed an amazing system right now to help us to succeed, and all we need to do is follow the system, right? You do your part, expand your network. You do your part to go out to meet people, and then once you do your part, and the rest is on the company system for you to be successful in this business. And our companies keep evolving. Thank you, Maria. I love that. And our company, as our CEO always said, if you don't getting better, you're not getting better. You're getting worse.
You're getting worse.
Right.
Yes.
So that's the best part I love about our business is that our company actually evolved during the COVID time, and we our income, I remember I checked my back office. We made about 10% more in 2020 compared to 2019, and then 15% more 2021 compared to 2020, and this year our income doubled 2021. How did it happen?
Wow. And that is during COVID.
During COVID.
That's pure residual income, right?
Your residual income really it's there for you. And our company, they don't flash you, they don't demotivate you, they don't downgrade you. Once you are there, and you just need to, that's why I said GWT Opulence is home. Because when you take a break because life happened in your life happens, and then things happen in your life and you couldn't be as aggressive as before. For me, it's my family, and I the quality time I spend with my family is just that important to me. But I know that our business is right here, and when I come back to build, and right now my daughters are getting busier than me. So now I have more time to actually come back to build a business. When I come back to build a business, our business is right here. And our business is making more money than before.
Perfect. Tammy, would you like to add to that?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's the business, you can anytime just press the reset button and start all over again, and without the phone being flushed or without anything. It's just like if you think that, oh, I've been sitting out too long, you can just run back to the court and start your game again. Of course, it's the best is you can have the momentum going for whenever, like the longest momentum, and then you can do that. But life sometimes get in the way, just like what Sherry said, and sometimes you have to take some time off for your family. And when that happens, because this business is not just yourself doing it. In traditional business, if you take your time off, or in a job you take your time off, you will not be paid. Or even in a business, you won't be paid. Even if you're real estate sales, you won't be paid. Someone else will take your client and then show the house, and they will buy and sell the house without you. So, but in network marketing, it is not just you, it is a whole teamwork. You set the reset button, and then you come back to the game and start playing again, and then just get trained, and then get involved, and then just to start. Because everybody in some time of their life, in some point of their life, will have something that will happen, and they need to stop. Either it's family matters or health matters. I don't want to go through into deep details of what happened, because past few years something happened to me, and I had to put down my stuff for a while. But yeah, so anytime when you're ready again, just pick it up and start. And the company is there for you, the team is there for you, your friends are there for you, and trainings are there, and it is actually more things than before. And you just need to get back into the game and play. And this is the beauty.
Tammy is getting emotion. I know, Tammy, maybe you want to share, please. I think we have 5 more minutes that our audience give to us.
Yeah. So the past few years, as I said, my family is from Hong Kong. Yeah, so my dad was sick for a few years, and then I had to go back and forth, and then go back to take care of him. And then during COVID, because of a lot of how do you say it? It's not very easy. So I stayed along more time over there. And because of Opulence, it gave me some time with my family over there. And I was able to still get paid even when the time was so hard. If in any business, in any job, if I have to take 3 years off, the business is going to be dead, like completely dead. But in this business, I was in Asia for so long, and the business is still there, is still growing, and it's growing, blooming, for how do you say it? Nice, flourishing. And my dad was sick, and I was there, and I had to be there with his last days, and yeah, so this business is here to be here for forever. So now time is right, and I'm back in the business, and because I haven't been doing a lot of stuff, I'm slowly picking up things, and it's just back to where it is, and starting from scratch again, going back into the game, and business is here to stay. Yeah, I like that word. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tammy, for sharing. You almost make me cry. Anyways, I was about to cry.
I'm
with
holding
you.
to it.
That's Sherry's surprise for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to
Thank
talk
you so
about
much.
it.
I
And
know because I know Tammy's life pretty well. Even though we are apart, and we don't live, we are not in the same city, but at least I know what she has gone through, and it's very very hard. And life, life is sometimes life happens, and at least you are there, and you were there at his last day. I think he was very happy to see you.
And I'm also really thankful that because this is a global business, I was able to go back in 2010 to build this business in Asia. And I was able to spend some quality time with my dad. I stayed there for 3 years, like completely stayed there for 3 years while he was still healthy. And I was able to live with him because I have not been living with him since I was a kid. I don't really know him except the 2 weeks I see him. So I was able to go back and build the business and in Hong Kong, and he was really happy and he was really proud. And I thank him every day for teaching me everything that I know today.
thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. So for those of you who are new, I know they mentioned about Smart Buy, and for those of you who are new in the business, if you haven't set your Smart Buy when you launch your business, please do, because that would be a saving grace for you when life happens. Please do, and don't stop there, no matter how tough it is. And what, because once you build, you have to start building your business, and then if something happened, that continues. So our CEO is very smart and really, really smart, and he is really good for the field. Nothing of our CV is flush. If you start a Smart Buy and then you stop, your CV will flash. So never, never stop it. Like, I'm glad that I'm surprised that you guys mentioned about you guys were eating noodles. I was eating noodles also, just to keep my Smart Buy going. You guys eat noodles to keep your business running while you're having lunch. But me, I had to use also eat noodles, like a common thing. Eat noodles to keep my Smart Buy going. My priority is a Smart Buy. If you don't understand that very well, you need to, and just if you're in another company, just ask the person who invited you to this call, and we will break it down to you in details. And also, you can message us. We will help you because we help company-wide, not just our teams. We help company-wide. So message us. You can message Sherry, you can message Tammy, you can message me, or ask your upline to elaborate it for you, or learn it from your back office as well. But this is the power. Everything they talk about, being missing work. That happened to me too because of illness. So it's all about launching it. Launch your we say set it and forget it. Do that with your smart buy. It's amazing. The payoff is big. So for that, thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much, Sherry. So you heard that from our first female millionaires in the company. So thank you so much and have
you,
a great
Tammy.
day. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you,
And thank you
Nora.
for sharing your heart with us today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
you.
being on the call. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora.
Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.